I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Card Show Pickups video. This is actually part 2 of a card show pickup, and in part 1 I showed off some relic cards, some junk wax era rookies, and also some Team USA relic cards as well. Also in that video I talk briefly about the scorecards that I picked up, this 82 St. Louis Cardinal yearbooks, not scorecards, and I am going to shoot a separate video for just these programs after I go through all of them and inventory who autographed them. So please stay tuned for that episode. It will be in the link down here below, as well as part 1 of this episode. It is also linked down there below. So let's get started into the vintage cards that I picked up at this month's card show. Alright, so I went and saw my usual vintage dealer that promotes the card show, and was very happy that I can say that I spent probably about 4 hours at his table going through his cards. It's been about a year since I saw this dealer, so we had a lot of catching up to do, and I basically spent half my day at the card show sitting at this one table. And I went through a lot of his cards, and we're just going to get these out of the way real quick. And I got some TTM cards that I'm going to share with you guys, and then I bought some vintage cards that I just wanted in the collection, including some Hall of Fame rookie cards. So we're just going to jump into the 50 cent cards here. First, we will just show you all these TTM 50 centers. Then we will go to some even cheaper TTM fuel that I picked up at the show. And then I'll show you some of the other vintage cards that I picked up. So all of these cards were around 50 cents each. However, when I bought a bulk discount, you know, he kind of discounted me a little bit after I bought a stack here. So again, hopefully you'll be seeing all of these in returns on my TTM channel coming up soon. And I'm not going to read them all to you, but you are going to see some duplication in here. I bought that one not for TTM, and I have a thing for the league leader cards. That's just kind of one of my things. And if you've seen some of these names before, I have done episodes on some of these individuals. So I'm writing some people again for the second time, but I'm also going to write, you know, some new people as well, and hopefully do some TTM Thursday videos to show off to you guys. Sonny Jackson rookie card. Freddie Patek rookie. Pretty rough shape, but and like I said, this is just a lot of stuff that I'm hopefully going to be sending out through the mail in the near future. And you'll be seeing some of these names returned to me, hopefully. I'm always about getting some vintage cards signed, as you guys know, and doing a video on them. My luck is usually I find cards after I write somebody, and that's exactly what happened in this case. You know, I wrote a lot of these players in the past, and I thought, you know, the deal was too good to pass up to maybe write them again. But like I said, there are some of these guys in here that I have not written before, so hopefully you'll be seeing them, you know, in the near future as well. So like I said, these were all 50 cents or less. So not a bad stack for TTM fuel for sure. So we'll move on to the next stuff, and let me stack these up really quick. Get them off screen here. So what exactly is better than 50 cent cards, you might ask? These are all my 50 centers. Well, how about less than 50 cents? So these cards, he pulled out a box and he said, you know, I haven't looked through these through the years. I'm not really sure what they're priced on, but everything would be, you know, half of whatever the sticker price says. And I said, okay, I'll go through your boxes and look through all the, you know, for my TTM fuel and see, you know, who I can write for that. So these are some 1970s cards. These are not 60s, so we have some 1970 or above. And as you can see on the back, they are marked individually. So this one would be 30 cents, but it was actually only 15 cents. So I'm like, I'm all over going through 70s commons for less than 20 cents a piece. So a lot of these, none of these were more than 75 cents to 50 cents each. 50 cents or less, but I mean, I even found like an Art Howe O-Pee-Chee here for 25 cents, half of that. Half of 20, you know, so 12.5 cents for this Art Howe O-Pee-Chee. You know, same with Frank Duffy here. I mean, Frank Duffy, you know, good signer through the mail, you know, 25-cent card, half of that, 12 cents. So, you know, these are not, you know, any Hall of Famers or anything like that, but these are all good, active TTMers. And like I said, none of these cost me, like this Duff, you know, Ron Schuler, 15 cents. You know, none of these cost me over than 50 cents each. And, you know, I felt I had some pretty good ones in here. So, like I said, you know, you've seen a lot of these names before on my channel. And, you know, these are just good TTMers. And I thought, you know what? You know, like this was a quarter for the 74 tops. And, you know, some of these, like I said, that was a quarter. Looks like his 75s are a little bit more, but that's okay. I absolutely love 70, you know, that year. 75 tops. And again, a lot of TTM fuel here. You know, some great signers through the mail. So, again, nothing too exciting there, but this was, you know, an unsearched box per se. And, you know, I was like, if you haven't looked at these in years, there might be some bargains in there. And again, you know, this is fair for commons nowadays. You know, and when I go to a card show, there's two things that are kind of a prerequisite for me. One, can I get it autographed? You know, that's kind of what goes through my mind. Or two, you know, is this something that I want to collect? You know, and you know, this will be an example of a I want to collect, and it's cheap. You know, and I just am a sucker for the league leader cards, and you know, for 50 cents, I'm like, you know, I know none of these guys are Hall of Famers, but still a cool card to have in the collection of that 70 top. So a couple other things that I pulled out of his 90% box. So that means that these cards were higher, you know, short prints or something like that. But because of the condition, you know, like maybe it's creased or it has some writing on the card or something like that, the cards would actually be 90% off. So an example of that here is Dave Leonard. You know, Dave Leonard, you know, that I've written before. I'm going to write him again. This is a high number at 716, so those command a little more premium value. But because of the condition, it was only a 80-cent card. So I thought 80 cents, fair enough. Same thing here with Jeff Long. You know, here's a Bob DeLiba. You know, these are, again, this is probably the highest price one I paid for, and that was a Ron Brand at $1. And again, these were some cheaper ones as well. Dick Simpson, Tommy Helms rookie, and also a George Culver rookie with Tommy Agee. And unfortunately, Tommy Agee's passed away. And just to round things out, I also picked up a Neil Johnson tall boy for $2.50. And, you know, these are a little harder to come by, you know, at least where I live. You know, in Missouri, you know, you don't see a lot of basketball cards. So Neil Johnson's a good signer through the mail. I thought $2.50 was more than fair for a tall boy from that era, because I'm going to send that to Neil and ask him to sign it. So hopefully you'll be seeing him in a TTM video in the near future as well. So to wrap up the video, I do have some cards that I wanted to share with you, and these are for collectible purposes. I don't plan on getting these signed. You know, unfortunately, most of the people are deceased on the card, so I won't be able to get them signed. But same deal as the 1970s cards. He pulls out another 2-row box and he says, you know, these are some lower grade cards, but I haven't really looked at them in probably 5-6 years, so I don't know if the pricing, you know, what the pricing is, but you know, everything I'll at least knock 20% off the price that I'm asking. And I said, oh, okay, you know, that's cool. Oh, one more that I added in there was here was a Camilo Pascual 90% off one, and this was a $2 card. I thought this would be a great card to send to Camilo and ask him to sign it, because this is a beautiful, beautiful card. And you know, for a small donation, Camilo does sign through the mail, so I'm going to get that. And look how clean the back of that one is. I mean, absolutely beautiful. One of the first Cuban players to play in baseball. I'm going to get this out to Camilo, you know, and hopefully do a video on him pretty soon, a TTM Thursday. So that actually was in the wrong pile. But these are the cards that were not high grade, but they have some pretty good value to them. And you know, to me, this home run leaders card, like I said, I am a sucker for home run leaders, and he had a couple copies of this card. One was probably in a little better shape, but that he wanted 10 for that one. I went on the cheaper route and lived with this one. And this has Frank Robinson, Orlando Cepeda, and Willie Mays on it. And I just thought this is an absolutely great card to have in the collection. So I pulled the trigger on that. I also found out of that same set the pitching leaders, and this ironically does have Camilo on it as well. I probably will not be sending this one to Camilo, only because it's impossible to get the rest of it signed. But damn, I wish I would have had this card when I was younger, because I could have got this signed possibly by everybody on here. But most importantly, it has Whitey Ford on there, Jim Bunning on there. We got Juan Pizarro, and we got Camilo again, and it was only $3. And I thought, you know, for those two, you know, those two 62 Topps leaders cards, I'll pull the trigger for just over $10. Now these 64 Topps, I believe these are 64s. I have two rookie cards that these were priced before these two guys became Hall of Famers. And when I pulled them out, he said, "Oh man, you found a deal on those two." I said, "Yeah." He said, you know, I kept him to his word. He said, you know, I'm not going to mark up the price. You know, whatever the price is, it'll be, you know, that price or lower. And I said, okay. So he kept his word on that. And the first one that I pulled out was a Tony Oliva J. Ward rookie card. And again, you know, since Oliva got in the Hall of Fame, obviously the value of his rookie cards have gone up. So for only $6, I got a, you know, mid-grade, low-grade Tony Oliva rookie card. And in that same breath, I found a 1964 Topps Dick Allen, Richie Allen rookie card for $7.50. Again, you know, the corners are a little worn. I mean, this would probably grade a 2, you know, on a good day, maybe even a 1. But, you know, to me, a 1 is much worse than this. But I'm not a professional grader. But if you're into raw rookie cards, I thought, I don't care. I just want to say that I have, you know, rookie cards of these two guys, you know, for dirt cheap. You know, like I said, $13.50 for the pair, and then he knocked off 20% off on that price. So I mean, for just over $10, you know, I got two recent Hall of Famer rookie cards out of the 64 set. And while I was there, I actually asked him, I said, you know, I was really hoping that I'd find another Tommy John rookie out of there. And, you know, I actually had the opportunity a few years back to meet Mr. John, and I had him sign his you know, his rookie card, and he was very gracious to do that. So the final thing that I threw into the bunch, and this is the final purchase, and this is somewhat of a vintage card, and it's kind of hard to see, but this is actually signed by Jim Bouton. And he had $4 on the Jim Bouton autograph, and I thought, you know, that's more than fair. This is actually a big league card. This was a custom card company that Jim Bouton was actually the president for. Okay, so he actually owned this corporation. You see Jim Bouton Corporation, the address on the back there, and he actually made. He was the original gangster, I guess you would call, or one of the original gangsters in making custom cards. So back in the day, you know, if you had a picture of your, you know, your kid or whatever, or like when I was growing up playing baseball, you could send your image in, and you could get your own custom baseball cards. And Mr. Bouton was the president of that company, so he's one of the original gangsters, so to speak, when it comes to custom cards. And you know, I know there's a lot of people that make their own custom cards that watch my channel that I'm friends with on YouTube, and you know, just so you know, Jim Bouton was doing that back in the 1990s, and nobody knew about it. You know, you had to, I guess, order through a catalog or something like that. So, in closing, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, there is a lot of stuff here to look at, and that's why I had to break this up into 2 videos. I'm actually, like I said in my first video, going to break this up into 3 videos. And you know, all this TTM fuel, hopefully you'll be seeing back here in the near future. I know that I've been a little bit behind on my TTM autograph returns. I am going to get back to that on a weekly basis. It's just I've had some you know, personal stuff, nothing bad, just some life stuff come up that I just haven't been able to commit as much time to my YouTube channel like I have in the past. So bear with me. I value every subscriber that comes to my channel, whatever it is that you guys enjoy. I appreciate every subscription that I get here. I know some people enjoy sports cards, other people, you know, enjoy, you know, some of the documentary type videos that I do, you know, the in memoriam videos. You know, I even have some people that dabble in comic books, you know, but I just want to let you know, even though I have not been able to create as much content as I have in the past, I am planning on doing a lot with this channel in the near future. So I look forward to your comments regarding the sports cards pickups. I again ask you to join me for a 3rd episode. I know that's asking a lot. So we can feature these programs that I picked up. And again, I'm going to go through each one of these, and I'm going to basically figure out who signed what and where, and who, you know, for example, John Mabry here signed his page. So I'm going to go through each program, and I'm going to go page by page and show you each program who signed what. So I've got some really good gems in these programs, and I look forward to sharing those with you. Definitely check out the videos linked below. As always, look forward to your comments, and happy collecting.